10 interesting but horrific facts about religion. 1. The Children's Crusade. A march to death. In the early 13th century, thousands of children were allegedly inspired to reclaim the Holy Land for Christianity. They set out believing their innocence would make them victorious. Instead, many starved, were enslaved, or died on the journey. Some historians debate the details, but the tragic reality remains. Religion drove children to their deaths in a futile holy war. 2. The witch hunts. Burned for imaginary crimes. From the 15th to 18th centuries, tens of thousands, mostly women, were tortured and executed in Europe and the American colonies under accusations of witchcraft. Entire communities were gripped by paranoia, often encouraged by religious leaders. 3. The Hindu sati ritual. Burning widows alive. For centuries, in parts of India, widows were expected to throw themselves onto their husband's funeral pyre, a practice known as sati, though not universally enforced. Religious and societal pressure made refusal dangerous. Women who refused were sometimes shunned or forced onto the flames. The practice was officially outlawed in 1829, but some cases have been reported even in modern times. 4. The massacre of the Cathars. Kill them all. God will know his own. In the 13th century, Pope Innocent III launched a crusade against the Cathars, a Christian sect in southern France. When a commander asked how to distinguish the heretics from the true believers in the city of Basel, the response was chilling. Kill them all. God will know his own. Thousands were slaughtered, including women and children, simply because their version of Christianity differed from the Pope's. Honor unalivings. Family members unalived in the name of faith. In parts of the world, women and girls are still unalived by their own families for bringing shame upon them. The shame can be as trivial as refusing an arranged marriage, speaking to a man, or being a victim of assault. These unalivings are justified by religious traditions, though they are not explicitly supported by Islamic texts. Some countries still treat these deaths with leniency, showing how deeply religious dogma can poison morality. 6. The Curse of Conan. The biblical justification for slavery. For centuries, Christians justified slavery using the so-called Curse of Conan, claiming that black people were descendants of Noah's son Ham, who was cursed in Genesis. This twisted interpretation gave religious cover to some of the worst atrocities in history, from the transatlantic slave trade to the American South's brutal plantation system. Even today, some extremists still try to justify racial discrimination using the Bible. 7. Self-castration in the name of God. In early Christianity, some sects took Jesus' words in Matthew 19:12 literally, where he speaks of men who have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven. Some believers voluntarily castrated themselves to avoid sexual temptation. The most infamous were the Skopje in 18th century Russia, who believed removing sexual organs purified the soul. Many died from infections, all in an effort to please a deity. 8. The Taiping Rebellion. A Jesus-inspired civil war in the mid-19th century. A man in China named Hong Shuquang claimed he was the younger brother of Jesus and launched a rebellion against the Qing dynasty. Fueled by religious fervor, the Taiping Rebellion became one of the deadliest conflicts in human history, leading to the deaths of 20 to 30 million people. A war over one man's religious delusions left a body count higher than World War I. The execution of Hypatia. When religion killed science, Hypatia of Alexandria was a renowned philosopher, mathematician, and astronomer in the 5th century. She was a symbol of reason and knowledge until a Christian mob, incited by the Bishop Cyril, accused her of sorcery. She was dragged through the streets, stripped, beaten, and brutally murdered. The destruction of her work represented the Church's war against scientific progress, a battle that continued for centuries. 10. Genital mutilation in religious traditions. In various cultures, religious beliefs have justified genital mutilation, from male circumcision to female genital mutilation. Though banned in many places, religious justifications keep it alive, ensuring that suffering continues in the name of faith. Don't forget to like and subscribe.